So in this video, the Flashforge AD5X has just been released recently. 3D printer just shy of 400 euros, so it's in the same ballpark as the Artillery M1. But this one has got the multicolor option. They call it the IFS, Intelligent Filament System. They all got their own names, but I really like the way they implemented this multicolor option. It makes for a very slim machine, which I like. And I will show you this in this video, what I mean. For the rest, it's got some great specs. Speed 600 millimeters a second. Build volume 220 by 220 by 220. So a little bit smaller than some of the other brands, but still for me more than enough. It's fully enclosed but not fully sealed, so you can buy this separately if you want to fully seal it. But for PLA and PETG, that's okay. Bed temperature 110 degrees. Nozzle temperature I think 300 degrees. So that's fine. Remote printing possible. It's based on Orca Slicer, so it's their own version of Orca Slicer, which many of the other brands as well have, which for me is fine as well, not an issue. For the rest, I think it's a pretty nice machine, and I really want to see how this one performs against the M1 Pro or the Anycubic S1 combo, which I've reviewed also in the past. I want to do the same test and see how this one responds to these tests. So I'm very curious what it will do, but you will find out in this video. If you like it, stick around, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It would really mean a lot to me. And if you have any questions, just raise them in the comment section and I will always try to respond. Come on, here we go. So it is in this bag. Let me remove the bag. And it's a pretty compact machine, as you can see. It's not too heavy, but it does feel pretty sturdy. Let me remove this one. Here we go. Don't need it. As you can see, there's a bracket over here. This is just for transportation. It will hold the display in place and you need to mount it over here. Everything is well packaged. Let me remove these foams. See if I can take out this one. And I can. Let me hold this one. See if I can take this one out. Here we go. Let me show you what is included. Let me put this to the side a little bit. It's got the IFS, so the Intelligent Filament System. This one will be mounted on the side using this bracket. So you can screw this on and then mount it. So it's got the 4 PTV tubes going into the hub. Let me see, yeah, this one. So this one will collect all the filament and then put one through to the extruder. It's got the spool holders. They are marked with a number. And these ones are a little bit similar to the Bambu Lab A1, I think. So I like this design. And they are spring loaded. So it will retract the filament, so it will keep it under tension. And the only thing you need to do is just mount them over here and then push them down like so. Then they included some filament. Only a little bit, but they did include 4 colors. So you can just try it out a little bit and that's it. And then we've got the cable to connect the IFS. We've got, of course, a power cable. And then we've got some tools. Let me see what is included in the tool set. Of course, we've got the cutter, as we always have. We've got some grease. Also a tool to, if something is clogged, you can just push it out. Some screws to mount this holder. It's also included. Some tools like Allen keys. And then it's got a glue stick, so that's nice. The glue stick is also included for the bed adhesion. Let me see, this one's got a PI sheet. It's a spring steel. Both sides you can use, as you can see. It's a Core XY system. So for the rest, it's a little bit the same as most of these. Let me see, on the back, you can see the poop chute, where it throws out. There's a lamp port, on-off switch for, and then also this one. It's got 3 lead screws. Feels pretty solid. Pretty sturdy, so I do like this. That's magnetically attached. Oh, that's also nice. So the fan on the front, most of the time you got the cable which you need to disconnect. This has just got the pins which will connect in this receiver. So if you clip it on magnetically, it will automatically be attached, and it will be powered through the PCB, so that's nice. It's a quick release, so you can easily replace the nozzles or the entire module. Also for the filament, I think for the rest it all looks pretty basic. So next, let's do the quick assembly. Again, these are numbered, and I do like this. This is what I mean. It makes for a very slim machine if you mount the spools on the side of the machine. So just push them down in the correct order, because they are spring loaded. These ones are spring loaded like this way, and the other ones are spring loaded this way, because it will be fed like this into the IFS. 2 screws, and that's all there is to it. And we can clip this one in place. Just rotate it like so, and now it's done. On this side you can mount the cable. It's a small cable. It's a 4-pin connector. Both are the same, so you can do it either way. Clip it on over here, and then on this way, on this side over here. So again, it's a pretty easy assembly. On the top over here you can put in the tubes. The order doesn't matter, so just put them in one by one, and once they are in, they will be kept in place. You cannot pull them out without pressing the release button. Now we only need to put in this one. Let me remove the bracket, and then we can mount it. There we go. And then you can flip this one, and you can put it in place like so. So now it's in place. And then we need to do one more thing. I can leave this on. On the bottom there are 3 screws which are indicated with the green arrows. So it's 1, 2, and over here is 1. We need to remove the screws to loosen the bed. Just take them out, and now this bed is free to move. So that's basically it. Again, it's a pretty easy assembly. So let me show you how to load the filament spools. First you need to check the orientation of your filament. So it goes like this. And then we need to fill them. This one will be the left, this one on the right, this one in the middle right, and this one in the middle left. So just put them on, and it's nice when you put them on, you will hear them click, click, so you know you are in the good position. Just put it in like this and feed it into the tube all the way up to this hub. So it's a pretty straightforward system, but I do like that. It says it will do the initial setup in 10 minutes, so I really want to see if this is true. Next up, let's do the initial boot. Let me remove this foil. I will show you up close the menu, all the steps it will go through during the initial setup. And then once this is all done, we can connect it to the computer and do the first layer test. That's most of the times the first thing I test. And then I will go from there with all the other tests. So let's turn it on and go through the setup procedure. And there's some nice sounds. Okay, let's choose the correct language. I will say English. Next. All the packaging material is removed. I will do Wi-Fi later. So it's homing the machine. And it will raise the bed, I guess. Here we go, yes. It's not the quietest machine. So it's going to level the bed. It's heating the nozzle. And also the bed. The fan starts spinning. We will wipe the nozzle. And it will probe the bed. There we go. It will do the auto bed leveling. So you can see it will probe the bed. So it seems to be a 5x5 grid. So 25.0 bed leveling. Now it will start to vibrate. Already does. It's difficult to see, but the head is moving this way very fast. And it will compensate for the vibration. So we're not far off of the 10 minutes. We're at 10 minutes at this moment and we need 1 minute and 30 seconds more. So all in all, it is pretty fast, the initial setup. I do like that. And we're done. So it says 11 minutes and 35 seconds, but I started the counter a little bit late. So let's say around 11 minutes and maybe 20 seconds. I can select the filament, so I need to load the filament. I will do the first one. Let me put this one into the filament hub, all the way down. I can choose the filament type. This is PLA, and the color is this color. Okay, I can do the next one, and then I will say next. So it seems that it's going to print a test model. It's preheating, not sure what it's going to print, but we'll see. So let me show you the first results, because I think this is pretty cool. Let me zoom in a little bit and raise this camera. Here you can see the back of it. You can see the texture, because this is a textured PEI sheet, but it's very smooth and very nice infill. No problems whatsoever. Then on the front, hopefully you can see it. It is such a smooth finish. Looks like he was ironing the layer. But this turned out really, really nice. You can only see over here on this side and over this side. On this side you can see a little line, but that's basically it. Also the color changes worked flawless. This was a filament which just came out of the box. It was not dried in any way, so it was moist. Just put it on there, first time loading it, and then it started printing this one, and it came out, yeah, I think perfect. So that's a very good result. So first thing that I see when I connected it to my Wi-Fi, it says there's an update. So let me do the update. It's upgrading the MCU. It's rebooting. You've got the nice melody again. And there we go. So the update is ready. So let's go through all the menu options real quick. This is the home screen. You can see the nozzle temperature, the bed temperature. And this, what is this? Oh, this is the information about the machine. Then we've got this one. Here you got the print menu. So this is on the flash memory, and this is on the USB stick. Nice with colors, so you can just print from here. Filament information. I think it's pretty clean. Just the 4 spools. You can easily adjust it. You can retract and load, and also change the colors. Then we've got the positioning menu, so you can move the print head, lock it, the increments you can set, Wi-Fi menu, and this is the leveling menu. So if you want to do this again, you can do so. And then you got the information about the machine, so the name, also firmware updates, and on this one you got factory reset, screen save. So there are sounds on off. You can turn it off if you don't want to have this noise. So pretty basic, but I think it's got everything that you need to have. Next up, let me do the first layer test. I've connected the printer over Wi-Fi with my laptop. I've loaded the Orca Flashforge slicer, loaded the first layer test design, and I will start the print. So I just finished printing the first layer test. This is 20 by 20 centimeters. I've used silk PLA from Flashforge. This is called, let me see, Skydiver. And I think, let me take it off. In general, it looks pretty nice. You can see over here, you can see some low spots or high spots where the nozzle touched the bed. So I can adjust this, but for the rest, I think it looks pretty nice. Let me see if I can take it off. I will use my scraper. Let me take it off. Here we go. Put this back. And also, yeah, let me show you the back. This one looks, yeah, to me looks almost perfect. So this is very nice. And again, on the top side, over here, it looks very nice. And then you only have this piece where the bed seems to be a little bit high. You can see the lines, so that means that either you have the nozzle a little bit too low or a little bit too much extrusion, but I think we should be able to adjust this, or maybe do the auto bed leveling again. So I do really like this. And again, also this color, the silk PLA from Flashforge, is very nice. So next I'm gonna do a stringing test to see how this printer performs. Here you can see a lot of stringing. So this is an example where you can see a lot of stringing between these columns. So the head moves from left to right. If you've got moist filament, then you get a lot of stringing. Here you can see the same printer, but when the filament was dried, you see hardly any stringing, only a little bit on this side over here. And also it differs per printer. For instance, this was on the Artillery M1 Pro. Did this a couple of weeks ago on a review. And this was just filament which was not dried at all, and it came out very nice. So next I'm gonna do the same test on the AD5X. Also the filament has not been dried. I will use the blue one because I think it will give the best result, or at least you can see it the best if it has a lot of stringing. So the print is ready. I let it cool down so I can take it off. As you can see, there is some stringing. Not so much as the one I printed with really wet filament. You can see clearly see the difference, but there is some stringing. If I compare it to the one I printed on the Artillery M1, this one was a lot cleaner than this one. So let's have a closer look. Again, you can see the stringing over here, but if you dry this filament, I'm pretty sure that there will hardly be any stringing left. The bottom infill looks nice, no under extrusion, no blobs. And also the top, as you can see, looks nice. Top of this, and then the top of the columns, also the infill is fine. No blobs, nothing over there. So I think overall this print is okay. If I compare it with this one, yeah, you can also see a little bit of blobs over here. So I think it's comparable with the one from the S1, the Anycubic. So next I will print this tolerance test. This one is to check how accurate this printer is. It will go from 0.25 all the way up to 0.05. You got a square block and a round one, and you can see how tight the tolerances are, if they are too tight or too loose. Then once this is ready, it will take 48 minutes. I will compare this one to the one from the Artillery M1 and also the one from the Anycubic S1 to see which one is the best. So as you can see, this printer really moves very quick, and it doesn't miss a beat. So so far so good. Also the bed adhesion up till now is perfect. No corners that come loose or whatsoever. So no problems there. So we just finished printing the tolerance test. I will let it cool down a little bit. But a few things I already noticed is one, it is a pretty quick printer. The head moves very fast and it's spot on, so it doesn't skip a beat. I also noticed during the travel with some machines I tested, the retraction is not always perfect or spot on. So that means when you start on another place, there's a little blob or it pulls these little strings when it moves. I didn't see that at all with this one, so I really like that. Also the print looks very nice. I will wait, I will take it off, then I can show you up close. And I will compare it with these two. This one is from the M1, so the Artillery M1. And this one is from the Cobra S1 combo. So let's take it off. Let me see, I can pop these right off. And this one I will bend, and then I can take it off. So that moves nicely. Let me see. the top infill looks nice. Also bottom, very clean. Hardly any stringing, a little bit here, as you can see, but it's, yeah, almost nothing. Also the holes look nice. Let me see, let me do a test. Let's first start with the round one. This is 0.25 and this 0.05. So this one, I can put it through, but it's already a little bit tight. Then I've got 0.20. I can also put it through, but pretty tight, but I can still put it through. 0.15. I think this is too much. You can see I really have to press it. So this one is 0.15. Now let me try the square one. 0.25. And it's already stuck. So I think this is the same as... Now here we go. So I think what is the case... Yeah, you can see it over here, hopefully. You can see there's a little line over here. And this line catches on the square. So let me test again. So this one is okay. This one is, if I press it one time, then it's okay. Next one, this is 0.15. And this is, I think, too tight. You can see I really need to press it very hard, but I cannot get it through. So for me, this one is okay, 0.25. This one is 0.20. And then it's stuck at 0.15. So they are both at 0.15 when they get stuck. If I compare this one to the S1, this is the S1. This was perfect because you can see this one falls through, this one also, and you can go all the way up to 0.05, and this is perfect. So this one is better on the S1 combo. And then also if I take this one, the round one, 0.05, you have to push it a little bit, but you can see it goes through. So the Cobra S1 is a winner compared to the AD5X. And if I compare the AD5X, this one, to the M1 from Artillery, this one got stuck already at the 0.25. And you can see I can push really hard, but I cannot get it through. And this one, let me see, I could put it, yeah, with quite some effort, 0.20 and then 0.15. I can put it through, 0.1. If I press it a little bit harder, I can put it through, and 0.05 is too much. So I think on the tolerance test, the S1 combo, this one performed clearly the best. Then I've got the Artillery M1. The cube is worse than the AD5X, but the round one, the Artillery M1 Pro, is a little bit better than the AD5X. So yeah, the clear winner is still the Cobra S1 with the tolerance test. For the rest, the layers on the AD5X, they look very nice, so no complaints there. So let's also do the measurement. This one should be exactly 30 millimeters. And because this is a little bit too tight, I guess these ones will be a little bit less than 30 millimeters. Let me do the measurement. And as you can see, this is the case. It's just a hair under 30 millimeters. And on this side, it's the same. So I can do the recalibration for the steps. And then this should be exactly 30 millimeters. And then I'm very sure that this one will also be much better. So I've just replaced all the filaments. So all the Flashforge I took off. I now have one from Artillery, one from Creality, and two from Erie One. The Erie ones are matte filament, blue and green. This one is white and the other one is red. And I do really like this IFS system. It is such a pleasure to work with this one. And up till now it worked flawless. So Yeah, well done, Flashforge. Next, I will do a benchy. This is a benchy which is loaded onto the system. It's a multicolor benchy. It will take 49 minutes, so it's an average speed benchy, not a fast benchy. So the benchy is ready. Let me take it off. As you can see, this is a 4-color benchy. And at first glance, let me take this off. And also the benchy. Let me pop it off. And at first glance, it really looks very, very nice. Let me show you this up close. You can see here a little bit of stringing, also in here, if you look closely. But it's just a little bit. Let me check the bottom. The bottom looks very, very nice. If I compare it to another one, in my opinion, this is much clearer than this one. Of course, it's a different color. Let me try this one as well. But this one I think is much better. You can see again, you can see the PEI sheet, the texture. There's a little line here, but this looks very nice. Also the overhangs over here look fine. The chimney, nice and straight. The top infill looks very nice. Also here, the top infill, if I compare it to this one, it's a little bit different infill. This is the one which was on the AD5X in the memory. But if I compare this one with the one from the Artillery M1, I was not impressed with this one. You can see all the lines here, over here. This was a speed benchy, 15 minutes I think. But you can clearly see this is not so nice as this one. Bottom, this was, I just ripped it off the build plate. But this is just the infill is here, is not okay. Also over here you can see it's a little bit under extruded, where this is fine. So, in my opinion, this is very, very nice. Also, no bleeding. If you see the color changes, there's no bleeding in there. So that's nice. And it doesn't even purge so much. So I am pretty happy with the result. And I think it's doing a very good job. So I've also printed this small vase as a test. This is not a single wall, so it's a little bit thicker. And I kept it a little bit smaller because this already took 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I want to do as many tests as possible to show you in this video. But if you take a look at this one, the bottom I think is perfect. The sides of the print, they came out really, really nice. If you take a close look, maybe I'm not sure if you can see it, somewhere here, you can see a little bit of, a little line. I think it's here. But in general, I think it turned out perfect. Also the inside, nice and clean. Top infill, nothing to complain there. This is the Airy one matte PLA. I really like the matte PLA, and the Airy ones, they work great. It has a nice, a satin finish, which I do really like. So, also this one turned out, in my opinion, almost perfect. So I'm printing the multicolor design. It's a hueforge design, Pokemon, you can see it over here. 2-color, black and white. It takes about 30 minutes. So in the meantime, I can talk about this AD5X, because I really like this printer. So far it has done, for me, not perfect, but very, very well. I like the simplicity, it's compact, it's light. I like the design of the IFS, already mentioned this a couple of times. Some might say it's a little bit simplistic compared to like the Ace Pro and other multicolor things, CFS from Creality. But all these things, they even work great, or they have some issues with the spools and maybe the heating and things like that. And this one, it just has 4 spool holders. I like that they are spring-loaded, so it keeps tension on the filament. And they just work. It's a very, in my opinion, very quick system. Probably because of the short PTV tubes. Automatic loading, so if you put the filament in, it will notice the filament. Put it in, so it feeds the filament. I think it's a quick color change. probably also because of the short tubes, but it didn't miss a beat in my tests so far. Is it perfect? No, because the first layer test, again, you can see some minor things like this side. It was a little bit too close to the bed, but all the other ones, the other part of this test came out perfect. And I have seen worse on other printers, so I think this printer, especially for a little less than 400 euros, I can really recommend this. I will put a link in the description of my video where you can find it, and I will include a coupon code, so you can even get a discount if you are interested in this printer. So go check it out in the description of my video. Also leave a comment or raise a question if you have this. I will try to answer this whenever I can. So the multicolor print, the hueforge is ready. It took 33 minutes. Don't want to bend it. Here we go. So let's have a closer look at this one. First, let's start with the bottom. As you can see, this bottom infill is absolutely perfect. You can see the nice texture from the textured PEI sheet. So no complaints there. Let's go to the front of this one. Let me put it here so it stays in focus. Also the color changes, they worked out great again. Pretty quick color change. No bleeding between the black and white. So that also works great. So the purging and the feeding. Top infill is good overall. You can see on here. Not sure if you can see it in the video, but there's a little line. But for the rest, it looks pretty nice. I really like these hueforge designs. I will link this design in the description of my video if you want to print it yourself, and also to credit the original designer, because this is not my own design. So yeah, I think multicolor print, no problem whatsoever, and it worked out great. So next I'm printing this wire basket. This is a nice test for several different things. First of all the overhangs, of course, the retraction of the filament, and also see if it's got a lot of stringing. And then also, if you can see, I think it's this corner. This corner, you can see it lifted from the bed. So it can also do some testing on the bed adhesion. So far this bed adhesion is perfect. Nothing came loose during printing yet. So I'm pretty pleased with that one. And to be honest, I didn't even clean the bed in between prints yet. So far it works out great. So I will print this. It takes about 2 hours to finish. And once this is ready, I will show you the end result, and we can see if it has any flaws or not. So the wire basket is also ready. It took 1 hour and 47 minutes. Let me close it. Let me take it off. As you can see, it's still on the build plate. The bed adhesion is perfect. Nothing came loose from the bed. Let me pull it off. So again, this PEI sheet works really well. And the print itself, let me show you. You can see some stringing, but this is normal. You can easily clean it up. But for the rest, it looks very nice. Also the overhangs, no issues whatsoever. Let me have a look at the bottom. Again, a very nice and clean infill. So yeah, also the wireframe printed perfect on this AD5X. So I'm really impressed about this printer. Little less than 400 euros. With the coupon code you can even get it a little bit cheaper. And then you get such nice results. Yeah, I think they did a very good job. So with this print I want to conclude my video. I hope I showed you yeah, all the aspects of the printer and also what the capabilities of this printer are. I am really satisfied with this one. I think the AD5X really does a very good job, especially for its price point. I've got some points which I wrote down. I want to go through them in a minute. Positives and maybe some things that I think can be improved, or yeah, I noticed during my review. But for overall, as I've shown you, first layer test was had only a little bit of issues on this side, but I guess if you calibrate it or tweak it a little bit, this will be perfect. As always, I've done the testing just as is, out of the factory defaults. I think if you take it out of the box, it should already be able to print quite well, and then you can always tweak it. That's normal with 3D printing, I guess. But in this video I've done nothing about this, just default settings. Bed adhesion on this printer is perfect. Never had any issue with things coming loose, so I really like that. Let me see, the speed, very nice. It's pretty quick, and during the travel I don't see any strings or little blobs when it starts reprinting on different sides of the bed, so I like that. So the retraction is very nice, but every time it retracts and it lifts, you can hear the lead screws make a little bit noise. I think that can be improved a little bit. Also the placement of the USB stick is over here. It will fit, but I think it could be better on this side, or maybe on this, I don't know. But yeah, so that's something I think can be improved. Let me see, the color changes, yeah, they are pretty quick in my opinion. Probably because this PDFE tube is so short. So it's just putting it in, feeding it, and within seconds you can print another color. So it doesn't take 10 minutes to change the color, which I really like. And I didn't have any issues with the vase. So again, I really like this setup with the spools on the side. It makes for a little bit more compact machine. So very well done. Let me see, what more did I write down? Yeah, the camera. I think it would be better if they put it in camera as default. I understand this keeps the price low, and the camera, if you buy it from Flashforge, is only around a little less than $40 US dollars. But it would be nice to have this already in there if you want to do time lapses or you want to remotely follow your prints. So I would really see that this, like to see that this is also included in the package. I did notice that the controller, when the stepper motors are in rest and they have to hold the motors in place, I think it's the noise from the drivers, the stepper drivers. You can hear some noise. It's not really annoying or some, and you don't hear it when it's in use because then the steppers are working. But when it's idle, I could hear it on the back making some noise. It's just a small thing, but I just noticed this. I think that's basically it. Again, all in all, I can really recommend this printer. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, if you have any questions about this printer, just raise them in the comment section. I always try to respond to this. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.